Hey guys, this is a quick little video, probably be at least 2 of these videos to go through the Excel lesson that we did in class. All right, so in the interest of saving time, I've already put in the information in my Excel document, so you guys should be on around about step 4 for these directions that we did in class. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to widen the column so that all of the text shows by using the following method. Okay, watch what I do. So you can see I can't read everything that is in those columns. Okay, so in order to read it all, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to go to the top here, and when I've got that arrow there, got that double arrow with the solid black line, I just double click on it once, and you'll see my columns will automatically expand to include whatever is written inside them. Okay, so I'm just going to do that one. Cost per night, total cost already there, and number of nights, great. Okay, so now I can see everything in there. Okay, the next step, I'm going to make the headings in row 1 bold. Okay, so very easy to do. I just select all of my information. Okay, while my thumb is on the mouse pad, I just scroll over to select everything. Okay, I'll keep 3 unbolded. Okay, I'm in the Home tab, and I click on the B for bold. Now everything is in bold. Okay, change the heading font to a dark blue color. Okay, same thing. It's already selected. Okay, now I'm still in my Home tab. This little A here, okay, if I put my cursor over it, I can see that it is the font color. I can change the font color, okay? And I'm going to just change it. I'll select a color. I'm going to change it to, that's a little too light. I can't really see anything. So I'll change it to a dark blue. Great. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is make row 1 deeper. I'm just going to make this wider here. Okay, the way I do that is I simply put my cursor on where the numbers there are there on that column. And once I see that double arrow going up and down and the bold arrow that goes across, I can just push it down while my thumb is on the mouse pad. And that just makes those columns deeper, or sorry, it makes that row deeper. Okay. Okay. Next thing I want to do is to wrap the text that's in these columns. Okay, so if it is not selected, same thing. I just select all of the text in those columns. Okay, now still in the Home tab, this little icon that says Wrap Text, I just click on that, and we'll see what that does once I've wrapped the text. Okay, so now I can actually resize the columns so that the text appears wrapped. Watch what happens. Okay, so if I make my column smaller, okay, let's actually keep that way so I can see the items in there. But I can see here that individual cost, and I just have numbers in there. So if I want to make that smaller so I don't waste space, okay, you can see that the text just automatically wraps around the column. And I'm just going to expand it a little bit so that it's on top of each other and I can read it easier. So I'm going to do the same thing with number required, okay? So yeah, I'm just putting my cursor at the very, very top of the columns. When it has a double arrow with the solid black line, I just move it over, okay? And I'll do that again with total cost. Okay. And I just like to save everything from now, or every now and then. Just make sure I don't lose anything, okay? All right, now I'm going to rename the worksheet that I'm working in. Okay, as you can see, okay, we have 1, 2, 3 different sheets. Okay, so I want to rename this sheet. Okay, by default, it's named sheet 1. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to hit rename. Okay, you can see it's highlighted there, and I'm going to rename that. What does it say that I'm going to rename it? I'm going to rename it Disco Costs. Okay, so I've selected it, and I'm just going to type in disco costs. Okay. Now I want to get rid of sheet 3 and sheet 2 because there's nothing on them. Okay, so I'll click on each sheet that I do and I go to the top taskbar. Okay, and I will select Edit, Sheet, Delete Sheet. And by default, it'll move over to 2, and I'm going to do the same thing for 2. I'm going to go to Edit, Sheet, Delete Sheet. Okay, and now I just have the one worksheet that I'm working in. Okay, all right, what's my next thing that I'm going to do? Okay, so I'm going to create a formula. All right, that's the great thing about Excel is that I can put in formulas in cells that can calculate my different values within the cells. And I don't have to do it by calculator or do it by hand. I can save a lot of time, and it's very quick and easy. Okay, so I'm going to write a formula to work out the cost per night, which is the individual cost times the number required. And I'm going to do that in the cost per night column. Okay, so here it is, cost per night. And I want to multiply individual cost times number required. So I'm going to multiply these cells times this cell. Okay. Now watch what happens. Okay, when I click on that empty cell, all right, if I go up here to the formula bar, okay, I can either write my formula in here or I can write it up here in my formula bar. I'm going to write it in here. See, so my formula, every time I write a formula, no matter what it is, I have to put in an equal sign. So my formula is going to be these values in this column, everything in column B, times these values in column C. And I will start with this first cell. So I will start with cell B2 and cell C2 as well. So I'm going to multiply those two together. So I will do, like I said, equals B2, and the times, the multiplication symbol is the little star sign, times C2. And the nice thing about Excel, when I write in a formula, it highlights the cells that I want to select just to make sure I don't make any silly mistakes. And that's exactly what I want. I want to times the values in cell B2 times the values in C2. So if I do that and I hit enter, great, it gives me my cost per night. Okay, now I want to put this formula, that formula there, I want to put it in each one of these. By hand, I could put in the formulas. In other words, I could put in equals B3 times C3, then equals B4 times C4, and so on and so on and so on. But that'll take a lot of time. Imagine if I had 200 records in here, that might take a lot of time. So very quick way of replicating formulas is I select the cell that I want to expand. Okay. Now I put my cursor in the bottom right-hand corner of that cell. When I have that solid black cross, I click on my mouse and I simply drag it down to where I want to expand. Okay. And as you can see, it will autofill in my formulas. Okay. And if I look in the formula bar, I can see my formulas there. Okay. So I'm just going to double check, show you guys, yep, all of my formulas are properly inputted, and I saved a lot of time by letting Excel do the work for me. Okay. Okay. So that's great. The next thing I want to do is I want to format anything that is money, which is everything in B2. Okay. Okay. I want to form that as currency, as money. Okay. Let me show you how I do that. And I want to use the English pounds. Okay. So the way I do that is I highlight the values that I want to convert. Okay, once I highlight those, I just double click on that highlighted column by putting 2 fingers on my mouse pad, and I can select Format Cells. Okay. Now, under category and number, under number, we can see all these categories. Okay, I'm going to select currency. All right, and I want it to 2 decimal places. Wonderful. By default, it'll select the euro because I have a French keyboard. Okay, so let's try to see if we can find the euro. There we go. We can use the French euro sign. Or sorry, no, we want the pound sign. Sorry. Let's go see United Kingdom. I bet you it's under. PQRS. TU. No, it's not there. Okay. Let's see. See if I can find it. Ah, there it is. English, United Kingdom. Okay, now everything will appear as pounds. Okay. What else do we want to do now? Home tab, slow selection file, insert. Okay, I'm going to stop this video at this point, and we will go on to. We'll go on to the next step. Select row 1, and we will. We'll insert some rows. Okay, so I'm just going to save this, and then get out of this. Yeah.
Am I alright to bring some students in here for drama?
Yeah.
Just because we've not got very much room where
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Hey, you doing what I really wanted to have you?
Yes, I am.
I thought so, because otherwise, the person would be very crazy talking.